Happy morning to everybody, and have a great afternoon and a wonderful evening. Many of them in the sessions, I think, expressed their happiness over the concept of manifestation that we've learned completely. I learned to some extent yesterday. When we don't doubt, it becomes more and more real, because doubt itself creates that very thought which is creating an energy in the opposite direction. So part of manifestation, if you read the newsletter, the last step said surrender and then repeat it, or accept and repeat it, whatever. So this surrender or accept what comes, gratitude for it, they all are very related. As much as we ask and we take what we want from this universe, the time and the place is something that we may not control, because it is being juggled by infinite possibilities by this intelligent field. We are going beyond time and space. We transcend beyond time and space because time and space is utilized by this field to create things. So we say, sir, I'm working on it, I'm trying, I'm working, but it's not happened. We avoid attaching time and space because we see an event coming and then say we want to do by a certain time. There's so many combinations that have to happen. Our present is based on the past. If we have said so many times, in so many ways, in so much of feeling that this relationship is not going to work, and you talked about it to so many people, it takes time, because there, of the grand scheme of things, there are various possibilities that the universe is calculating. In a restaurant, we go and order food. It's a menu. It's there. You can think of it as an universal menu, right? In a restaurant, you go and order food. And you have an enough discussion around it and you order the food. It's a busy restaurant. Always busy because everybody's asking for something. After half an hour, you change your mind, and it's a Friday evening, you change your mind and said you want something else. Will the restaurant be able to honor your request? Depends. You understand this? It depends. The chances are that waiter will say, sir, we're so busy, I'm sorry, the chef has already put sauce or whatever that is, and he's already put it, so he won't be able to change for today, you got to take it. Even if your food is still going to come an hour later, because there is so much queue, very less times they are responsive. We don't know what happens back in the kitchen, right? If there are 10 dishes of the same type, the chef might have started the noodles boiled like that. I don't know, he made a gravy for it, which is a costly one, or it's going to go waste. So they don't want to cancel it. If it's within a permutation of things, then they look at it and then say, okay, we got to let go. We got one possibility. They say not possible. So even though you ordered in time, you don't do change your mind. But for today, you're still getting the same dish. You ask for it, but you're still getting the same dish. You understand it. So you order a second time next time. So that's like, the visualization, asking second, third, fourth time, fifth time. It's going to happen. It's bound to happen. But the time and the place, we have to wait. The time and place is not something in our hand. The manifestation is all time and space. Is got to let the universe decide. The second possibility in the restaurant, Is that, of course, he really accepts and says, okay, so there's no problem, then you get it, great, immediately manifest it. So like that, some people will see that synchronicities happen like that. You ask and then things will happen. But here is a third possibility, which is latched on to the first one. If you didn't have any emotional interest with that waiter or the restaurant manager, he's going to tell you when things are very busy, sorry, sir, we can't do it. But if you had an emotional interest, I mean, if you had that emotional thing, that means you when you walked in, you greeted. Every time you go to the restaurant, you make friends with that person. What happens? You make friends with that person, what happens? He will try his best, right? He's going to try. He's going to try and say, somehow I'll convince chef, it is okay, you can keep this in the freezer, whatever, do something. But no, I want to meet this customer's request. Because that is there, it is that friendship is there. It's like that. But any possibility is there, dear friends. It can happen today, it can happen tomorrow. It doesn't happen because of this, where you set it out and then there is so much of combination that back end it's being worked in the restaurant, and same way exactly the universe is working. And how many people are ordering here? Billions of people are ordering into it, right? Billions. Will it not happen? That restaurant, that food dish, as long as you latch onto it, you're going to make it happen. You know that. Will it be in the same restaurant? If every time it's busy, you know that you're going to find another restaurant and then in a different place and you're going to make it happen for you because you love it. We do that, right? If it's not this place, then we go to another place and then we see that I want to have that dish. Because we love it, we will hold on to it. It depends on how much interested you are. That day you didn't get it, okay, fine. So I'm going to just pick something else and order it. Exactly, life is working like that. If we didn't get it, so most people don't manifest is because they're not putting perseverance, they're not persistent on a goal. Our interests change, and why the interest is changing? Because it's not dear to your heart. It is okay, it's fine, right? It's okay. If I didn't get that one, I'm going to take another one. And you forgot about it, so next day you forgot about it, it's not there. You forgot about it. And then instead you're constantly seeking something else, putting your energy, and so something else will come. But if you're persistent with whatever that we want, dear friends, and then accept what is coming, because what is coming until you manifest may be because based on the past, like I mentioned. The combinations are too many. And so if we accept that much and continue to persist, we may feel, hey, my 2 years, I wanted to really get this done because 2 years later I have a plan to relocate from Bangalore to somewhere else. So why I'm in Bangalore, I need to get this done now. I want to experience it. But you put a time frame on it. It may happen, may not happen. But tell you what, if you wanted to do something while in Bangalore and if it didn't happen, if you have that understanding that even if you relocate to some other place, you will still get an opportunity created where the universe will still bring you back to Bangalore to fulfill that desire. It is possible, it happens. It's just that from our analytical mind, we only say this is the possibility we see, we don't see other possibilities. We don't see many other possibilities. So perseverance absolutely matters, dear friends, and accepting what comes today. Today is based on yesterday's. Our today is based on yesterday's thoughts and feelings. So to an extent you can change, and many times you may not be able to change, but then you keep working at it. That means have that in a visualization that feelings have to come every day. 6 months later, if it is still coming, then you know that it is real to you, right? And of course, larger goals can take more time depending on what all things that have to happen. Can take more time, can take less time. Like the restaurant example. So that's why we say become one with everybody, because we don't know who's going to come and then play a part in your life's role. We don't know. So surrender and expressing gratitude is so important, friends. Surrender means just accept things as they're coming, because you recognize that today is based on yesterday, one. And then two, gratitude is a way to release the baggage that is there. Otherwise, which is going to stop us from manifesting things. If the same restaurant, because that fellow said no, and you just shout at him and angrily say, "Oh, I say karte hain, you guys." You can easily do it. What is there? It is just so easy for you. Don't do it, and then just shout at him and walk away. What will you do next day when you go there? He will also want to. If he's also responding that way, then even if you want it, he will say something is oversized or it's not there. It can happen too, right? Because the reason is we put out a different energy. We put out a different energy. We invited a different energy, saying that no, you do like this, that's why you always don't give it to me. With a feeling you said it. With a feeling you say you don't give it to me, and then you don't give it to me is what you attract, and so that you don't attract it. So we have to forgive. Accept and forgive. So surrender and acceptance, I sort of tend to think there are three things. In the manifestation, the second step is there, that the quantum energy field is intelligent. So take help before we set out a big design, big thing, big project, big plan. We can feel that our intuition. So we take help and asking for a message, right? So something that I do. The more I remember, the more I do this. But meditation is increasing that awareness to do this, right? Why? Because it's still very intelligent. If in a second, if this body is producing 25 million cells in a second, it's producing new cells, and we have zero tracking ability to do any of this, right? And overnight, probably 10,000 flowers come out of this temple tree, overnight, beautifully spread out in the front of our garden. And we talked about this multiple times, but every time I want to take it back and say there are billions of these stars, they're all perfectly in order, working these mass bodies and then small things. But obviously there is an intelligence which is governing all of this. As much as we control everything, as much as we have, and we can manifest, because at the end of the day, we are part of that zone consciousness, we become one with it. But then the moment we are part of one with it, then we're also working not only for ourselves, for everybody else. Understand this, right? The moment when we are part of the same energy field, we're not only working for you as your individual self, but then you become one with everybody. So you got to work for everybody else too, because you are that whole thing. And so naturally you're trading off, right? Naturally you're trading off. When comes what? So we recognize that the intelligence, we can take that intelligence help in when setting out on a big thing. One, big or small, seek help. Means what? Nothing but listen to your heart intuition. That's it. Or you can actually be actively working for a solution to something big, and it's going to get you some nice messages, because you're setting out a big project. Try it out. Nothing to lose. Second, during that execution of it, once you go in, constantly remember, because there'll be praises, there'll be comments and critics. Constantly people may be pulling you. I don't know, maybe the environment is that, I don't know. They may be, again, a lot of times what happens to us, unknowingly people do it, because they all have fears. Everything is either love-based or fear-based, all actions. If it's not love-based, by default it's fear-based. Somebody stealing your money is a fear-based action by the other person. Fear of scarcity, fear of looking bad, because fear of various things that are there, because of which somebody steals the money. Now morally it's wrong. You cannot take it. It's a different thing. The system takes care. But what do you do with it? Are you going to be carrying that anger with that person continuously? What happens? You can't move forward. We got to let go. If we recognize that he's evolving, he or she evolving, and so they are doing things out of fear-based, and they'll move to the love-based action at some point. Everybody's evolving. The law of the land, whatever that is, it takes care, but then we forgive and move on. We can't hold on to this. Somebody cheated, as we feel. Now there is also the other thing. What you seek is seeking you. It is tough to say that I've attracted this situation into my life, but it is how it works. That somebody did not come and do it, because we probably did not hold on to our things properly. And we had this thing, constant worry that, okay, I'm going to lose my money, somebody's going to steal it, something's going to happen. The moment we think about it, the more it's going to happen. It's how it works. The more you think about something, the more you attract it. So coming back to the surrender, dear friends, before we start our meditation, once again, visualizing. So ask for help. I mean, something that's great, right? Because you can intuitively feel it. Is it right, not right? What is the solution? That's why many people, Lawrence said in that Sunday, hey, these days I take decisions like that. What used to take 3 months, it is now less than 2 weeks. For a business leader, if they can cut down on evaluation of some major proposal, and then you take a decision in 2 weeks, it's great, isn't it? It takes so much time. So seek help. Listen to your heart. Seek help, or actively seek help. Number 2, during execution, people comment. Things will come. We fall here and there, right? We raise. But then remember that if your persistence is there, perseverance is there, and things are not that good, look at it and say, okay, there is some help is there. Seek help at that point right now. People praise you and then don't get off the ground, because it's always happening by us and through us. Remember this, it's always happening by and through us. So that is 2, because it's also called barrier as you go along, because we become so confident as we start thinking and things are happening, then we stop listening to others. So we stay grounded, we constantly seek help. It's by us, through us. And third thing is, whatever may be the end result, we accept it. You might ask for X, you might have gotten Y. That is also possible, right? Many people will say, I'm setting out and having this great bungalow. You might still get a bungalow, but maybe in a smaller scale than what you want. And it's possible. Doesn't mean that what you wanted won't get. It still is possible, as another possibility is waiting to happen. It's just that you are revealed something smaller at this point to appreciate it, accept it. So these 3 are there. Surrender means setting out time during execution, post when you get something, accept it, because of the various combinations like the restaurant, dear friends. And expressing gratitude in all of this is there when you're accepting. So we got to accept without gruntling, right? Now we got to avoid all of that and then accept truly, which will come with forgiveness if you have to which you have to let go of a few things because of certain way things are done. Otherwise, again, we're holding off that emotion, and which is going to block us into a future creation. So gratitude that we are doing every day is so beautiful, because we are clearing ourselves constantly. When we appreciate something, its value increases, right? When you say property value appreciated today, appreciation means value is increasing. So you appreciate a friendship by calling them and saying thank you. Then they're going to increase the value for you, right? Yes or no? So whatever we appreciate, just the way in money terms, when we appreciate something, well, the value is appreciated means value has gone up. The same way when you appreciate, just use the word, this very word itself, when you appreciate something, the value of it will go up for you. So gratitude is a beautiful concept. To increase the value of things that are coming in our way, increase the value in our life more and more. We loved those pictures somebody sent and said some birds came to my home, and first time I'm looking at the birds and invited them, so more birds came. I just gave them a little bit of food, more birds came to my balcony or whatever. So it's great. Yes, we start appreciating small things. So let's go into our meditation once again, dear friends, today.